Hey, what's up? It's Gene Clark with Self-Development Quest, and I am here to officially issue the 2020 Commonplace Book Challenge. If you saw my last video, go ahead, give me a big like so I know that you're back. If this is the first video you are seeing, consider subscribing because I'm going to be doing a whole series on the Commonplace Book Challenge for 2020. For those that are new, what is the Commonplace Book Challenge? Well, I have with me a Commonplace book. It is the note card system used by Ryan Holiday and Robert Greene. And I've got my box. I just got it from Amazon. Bam. And I don't know why we'd call it a Commonplace book so much. I'm going to call it a Commonplace box, at least logically. That's what makes more sense. But you've got this big box, kind of like a crafting box, if you will. So in that box, you've got little tiny boxes where I'm going to input these 4x6 note cards. And over the course of the year, I'm going to challenge all of you to put one note card in any one of the boxes, just every day, one note card to go in one of your boxes in one of 12 different categories throughout the year. And then at the end of this year, you're going to have 366 note cards, or the end of next year. You're going to have 366 note cards. It's a leap year, so we got that extra day. I personally am going to challenge myself to use all 500 of these note cards over the course of the year. And I'm actually going to get started now trying to catch things up. So when I bring you those monthly updates, that one in January isn't only covering a couple of weeks of the year. That one in February isn't only 6 weeks. I want to bring you better content. I want to bring you more information. So I'm challenging myself to get started early and to go hard on this challenge early in the year. So we've got all these little containers where our 4x6 note cards can go in. And what I want to do is challenge each of you to do 12 different categories for these and fill them up throughout the course of the year. It doesn't have to be an equal number in each category, but I want to give you 12 categories to focus on in 2020 for your own self-development. And in fact, I'm actually going to give you 4 bonus categories. And those are going to be more my personal categories, and I'm going to challenge you because this box actually comes with 16 of these smaller containers. So you're going to have 4 extra containers that you can do something with, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the 12 categories I'm going to give you. It doesn't necessarily have to be the 4 extra ones I'm going to challenge myself on, because those are areas I want to grow in personally. But I want to challenge you to pick 4 additional categories to add to your Commonplace book. I'm going to go ahead and just give you the categories one by one and explain why I think those are great categories. And we're going to go starting number 1, category number 1. The one I think is the most important is what I'm going to call purpose or why. That's kind of the idea, at least one of mine, for why I'm challenging everybody, is because I want you to figure out your purpose. I want you to figure out your why. So as you come across different quotes, as you come across different books, as you have conversations, you go to lectures, any situation where you hear something or you learn something that has to do with purpose or why, I want you to write it down on your note card, put it in your purpose/why box, and that box is number 1. That box, I think, is the most important in setting the tone, setting the foundation for the whole purpose of your Commonplace book. Category number 2, I'm holding up clear, empty boxes, don't have anything, but it's going to help me keep track of how many we're on. Number 2 is going to be leadership. This is one I really want to focus on. I want to be a better leader, and you've probably heard me say this in some of my book summaries. I really think that leadership starts internally. It starts with yourself, becoming the best version of yourself, continuing your own self-development. And if you can do that and you can show others that you're willing to improve and you're willing to get better, listen to feedback, adjust when necessary, I think that's going to make people want to follow you more, and in turn become a better leader. So leadership, leaders, anything like that, that's number 2. Box number 3, I am going with passion, excitement, something like that, because I think that's what really gets people pumped up, that gets people wanting to follow you, and that gets you wanting to chase your dreams, to live in your why, live that purpose, that passion you have, that excitement you have behind those things. That's very important. So passion, excitement, that's the next box. Box number 4 is going to be gratitude. We all have to be grateful, and not just at Thanksgiving, not just during the month of November, but year round. We have to remember that there's so much we have to be grateful for. There's so many people out there that are going through so many different struggles that you might not be. And even if you're going through some struggles yourself and they are big, you're still going to be able to look and be grateful for multiple things in your life. You know, we all have it pretty good. There are a lot of people out there that are in much worse situations. If you are sitting here watching me on the internet, on a computer, on a phone or something, guess what? Your life isn't that bad. You've got a lot to be grateful for. So gratitude is my next category. Box number 5 is going to be spirituality and faith. And let me say, these boxes are in no particular order. I do think purpose and why is a good foundation, and leadership's one that I really want to focus on. But everything else, not in a particular order. Spirituality and faith, I think I'm going to be interested in my analytics, because I think this could be kind of a controversial topic, I guess. In the self-development world, a lot of people, for whatever reason, don't necessarily bring religion up, and when they talk about faith and spirituality, it's a very broad, vague term, and I think that's because either they don't want to offend anybody, or because they are looking to appeal to the broadest audience. But here's the deal: I'm Catholic. It's very important to me. My faith, my spirituality, I think it really helps me on my journey. It's an area that I've really tried to improve a lot in myself, and I feel like I've made a lot of progress in that area. And whatever your beliefs are, whatever your background is, I want to challenge you to go deeper into it. And if you don't have one, look into a bunch of different faiths out there. Look into a bunch of different religions and see which one appeals to you. You know, Catholicism is what I was born and raised in, and I really believe it. I would encourage you, if you don't have anything, look into Catholicism. It's a great one. If you've got something and you're happy with it, I'm not here to push anything on you. I would just say dive deeper into your belief system, because I really think that's important. Having a higher power, whatever it may be in your life, I think is really important. And it's important for us to know that we didn't just happen. We've got a creator that's bigger than us, and that's important. And you've got to believe that if you're doing everything you should do, that the big guy's going to be looking out for you and helping you on your self-development journey. Number 6, off the controversial topic, we are going to do stress management and emotions. This one's really important because I think the whole world is a lot more stressed than they used to be, a lot more emotional than they used to be. I mean, look at politics, for example. We're so polarized and on such extremes, and it's really hard for people to get along once they find an area in their lives that they don't agree on. It's hard for people to continue to be friends and continue to be cordial to one another. So I think we're way too emotional. Keeping our emotions in check, understanding that aspect of it. Also, though, the stress side of things. We're a stressed out society because everything's busy, busy, busy. These two categories, I think, could be separated. And like I said, we got 4 extra boxes. So you could put them potentially there if you're interested in it. For now, what I want to do is I'm going to keep them together to start. And who knows, I might separate those out. And these categories for you and for me might change over the course of the year as we start writing, as we start putting in our note cards and figuring out what we want to say, what that message is for this Commonplace book that we're putting together for 2020, we might go more specific into some areas. So it's going to start out as stress management and emotions, but I really already anticipate this specific box changing throughout the year. Number 7, we're halfway through. This one is going to be success. Any kind of success quote, any kind of success story, any kind of success book, mentors, anything like that. I want you to focus on that for this box because we're going to make 2020 a successful year, and I want this to be something you can always look back on and always refer to when you might be feeling a little unsuccessful in your life. Number 8, we're sticking with the quick ones. Motivation, any kind of motivational quote, motivational speeches, anything like that, something to get you pumped up. You want to look at that, you want to put it in here, write it on your note cards, and maybe once a week, maybe every morning when you wake up, or hey, maybe just on those gloomy, rainy days when you're a little down and you don't want to do anything, pull out your motivation box, go through it, read those note cards, and get fired up. And don't forget to make your bed. Go read that book, go watch that video. That is some motivation right there. Number 9 for me, I really did think about putting in my personal area, but I do think it's important for everybody. I put creativity. We're all creative in our own way, and I think a lot of us don't give ourselves enough credit for that. I know I'm a very analytical person. I'm very numbers, facts, details, and it's hard for me to kind of get outside the box and think outside the box and be a little bit more creative. And over the past year, YouTube has given me the opportunity to have a little bit of a creative outlet. And I want to explore that a little bit more. And I want to encourage all of you to explore that a little bit more. Let's not just be, right side or left side. Let's try to be the whole brain. Let's try to work both sides of the brain. Both that creative side and that analytical side. So creativity is the next box. Number 10, and we are almost there. Number 10 is going to be time management. I think that's very important. And again, this kind of overlaps a little bit with that stress management because I think a lot of us are stressed because we don't manage our time that well. And I know I struggle in this area, and I think a lot of people do, and that's why we're rush, rush, rush. I gotta hurry. I don't have enough time in my day. I don't have enough time to get everything done. Time management. That is a great box. And anytime you're stressed about time, hey, you got 2 boxes now. You got that stress management, you got that time management. Look at those. Time management. Make sure this is one of your boxes. This, I might say, might be probably top 3 most important boxes for your 2020 Commonplace book. Number 11, we are going to go with communication. Anything that can improve your communication skills, anything that makes sense when it comes to communicating. This box is important because communication is key. Communication or miscommunication leads to so many misunderstandings. It leads to so many issues. And if people would just communicate and communicate clearly when they do, we would avoid so many issues, so many problems. So communication, box number 11. And our 12th box, it's going to be our 12th box or category, a part of the challenge. But don't forget, we got 4 bonus categories coming up. But category number 12, mindset, attitude, positivity. This one, again, one of those catch-alls, but very important, and it might morph over the course of the year. But your mindset, your attitude, it's very important, and it's important that you keep it in a positive frame. It's important that you're always going with a positive attitude. You've always got a positive mindset because they can really play a big part when it comes to motivation, when it comes to getting things done, accomplishing things, when it comes to everything that's a part of this Commonplace book challenge. You've got to have a good mindset. You've got to have a good attitude. And you know what? That's infectious. If you've got a positive attitude and you're around a bunch of negative people and you maintain that positive attitude and you make sure it's stronger than theirs, you're eventually going to change some of their attitudes. But if you don't have a strong enough positive attitude or you don't have one, Well, guess what? You might be bringing people down that have a positive attitude. You might have such a negative mindset that you've got a couple of people around you, they're thinking that the sky is blue, the sun is out, it's the best day ever, and you say, well, I see a cloud in the distance, it's probably going to rain, it's probably going to be a terrible day. Well, then they might start thinking it's going to be a terrible day, and that negativity is going to spread. No, we don't want that. Mindset, attitude, keep it positive. That's the last book, or the last category part of this challenge. All right, now for my 4 bonus categories. Again, come up with your own. Do the same ones I'm doing, up to you. These were just 4 I really wanted to focus on, and I thought they were more pertinent to me and not necessarily going to have that wider appeal that the other categories I think do, that I want to challenge all of you to really focus on. But like I said, we got 4 bonus categories. You got 4 bonus boxes. So again, come up with your own. You know what was weird? It came with 15 stickers. So I don't know if they expect you to use 15 and then have one of these just for blank note cards. I have no idea. I'm probably just going to use a label maker and put on my own. But enough about that. My 4 bonus categories are fatherhood and parenthood, journaling, being present or in the now, and then confidence, public speaking, that type of thing. All of those are important to me. I don't want to dive into them too much just because, again, these are bonus categories. Other things I'm going to be trying to focus on myself. Probably won't make any videos on those topics. I also thought about adding quotes in, great quotes, but I thought that depending, again, on the category, those could fit into each of those 12 categories. And that's it. That is my challenge to all of you. So I'm going to run it down again. Purpose and why, leadership, passion and excitement, gratitude, faith and spirituality, stress management and emotions, success, motivation, creativity, time management, communication, and then mindset, attitude, positivity. Those are your 12 categories. Try to get 1 note card a day, every day in 2020 into one of those 12 categories. And if you buy this pack of 500 and you can get the 500, hey, let me know. And let me know in the comment section down below what you're thinking for your 4 bonus categories, or if you're going to do 3 and then again use one of these just for blank note cards that you can go back and add to. But let me know what your plans are in the comment section down below. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, because this is going to be a whole series in 2020. I am excited to go on this Commonplace book journey with you, and I can't wait to be with all of you in 2020.